It's really important to pre-shrink your fabric before you start cutting your dress, otherwise you're going to sew it all together, send it to the dry cleaners, and it will fit your little girl. Hi, this is Angela Wolf, and we're back onto the little black dress. In this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about princess seams. That is what makes the dress fit so well. No matter what size bust you have, the princess seams help to curve over the bust, through the body, so no matter what size you are, princess seams are an A+. So let me just show you a little trick how to sew those. I'm just using the top that went to the green dress behind me, but they're all the same. Princess seams are the same. So here I have a plaid. I picked the hardest one, so anything easier than this, you'll have a blast. We have our little notches for our patterns. These are the bust seams, and you can see this curve right here. This is the curve that goes over your bust and down. The bigger your bust, the bigger the curve. Okay, I have the wrong sides marked on my fabric. I'm gonna flip this over, and this is how I match plaids. Let me flip it this way. I use a lot of pins, but you can see the plaid matches here. Start at the bottom of the garment and pin up, assuming that you've cut it correctly and it all matches. So here we have, here's one notch, and here's my plaids. I'm just going to put a pin through here and double check that it matches. And that's how you match your plaids, all the way up. I'm not going to focus on that a lot here. I mostly wanted to show you the princess seam, but that's a tip for if you have plaids. Now go to the top of your princess seam. Just like that, match your notches and pin. Now your plaids will not match at the top of the bust, only at the bottom. So you have this, and one side is usually bigger than the other because you're supposed to ease it. You're supposed to ease that curve in. So I'm going to add a few more pins in there, just making sure that it fits perfectly. Just like that. Good. So now I know what I have to ease. Now I'm going to pin the other side at the same time. This makes it a lot faster. Look on this side real quick. See how my plaid, that's a little off. This one's perfect. I'm just going to adjust this one just a little bit, just like that. Perfect. And you would do the same thing for the other side. So let me just show you how I do this for stitching. I usually stitch with the biggest curve on the bottom because I let the feed dogs ease that in. Now don't ease the entire seam or you'll end up with puckers. So just start stitching. Now that was the top notch. So from that notch down to here, I need to ease this fabric in. And I just kind of hold it and let the machine do its job. Get all these pins out of here. Okay. Look at that bust. It looks great. Now let's go over here and press. And I want to show you another trick. I kind of did this a little bit messy. This should be perfect, but trying to do this quickly, you kind of end up with a little bit of a mess. But it's still the same process. Using your ham to press that curve. Remember, we were going to do that. Now here's the problem. One side is pulling, and one side has all of these little wrinkles. See those? Here's the trick. You need to trim these, and you need to put little triangles on this side. I just do a little snip right there, a little snip right there, snip right there. See how much easier? See how that fabric just spreads apart? Because it needed to get over the bust area. Now what about this side? We've got folds. Basically what you're doing on this side are little triangles like this. Just like that. Now notice I'm doing them on an angle. Never cut straight in. See how perfect that looks?